it's 80 to 90% of the budget goes to payroll. That affects the flexibility that you have in being able to address changes in your employer rates. We also then looked at that number you saw earlier, total UAL as a percent of payroll, to get a sense of what size increases you would be experiencing based on your payroll size. And then we wanted to, as I showed in that chart, looking at future increases, really look at a 3 biennium time frame for getting dollars into the system so that we had them in the system, had those dollars there to offset costs as employers are experiencing the greatest increases. The legislation that we'll be bringing to you has two main focuses: a focus on education, particularly K-12, and how we can create a side account for our K-12 districts, capitalize that with dollars and help to offset their costs. Our K-12 districts have some of the largest UALs as a percent of their payroll, and they also have some of the least flexibility in terms of the percent of their budget dedicated to payroll. Further, the state is the payer ultimately for the bulk of our K-12 districts' budgets. So that really, that lack of flexibility and those increased costs come back to the state budget. And then second of all, looking at ways that we can assist all employers as they try to figure out the best way to address their own UALs. Looking at the education piece of that, we looked at setting up side accounts for education, looking at unclaimed property, one-time funds, and then windfall dollars, and also lottery. I'll go through each of those in more detail. On the assisting all employers side, we looked at creating an employer incentive fund, and then also at a few ways that we could direct deposits specifically into the benefits in force reserve. That's that account within PERS that pays out benefits. Additional dollars into the benefits in force reserve lead to a direct decrease in the UAL, the unfunded liability.